Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Ciocca Hyundai in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. Check out this brand new 2023 Hyundai Kona EV SEL trim, and we are on a mission to bring you EVs here this weekend that are under 40K MSRP. Yesterday, we saw the 2023 Bolt Premier Redline Edition. Now, we got this 2023 Hyundai Kona EV SEL trim, both vehicles front-wheel drive. So we're going to check this one out today, see what it brings to the table in the sub $40,000 EV market. So let's dig in. So the front end of this Kona EV, an Abyss Black Pearl, that is the color with black interior. So it's front end smoothed out, no upper grille obviously since it's an EV, but we do have a lower grille because these lithium ion batteries do need to be cooled as the vehicle moves down the road. Now, lighting wise, we have LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, but we have standard halogen headlights and standard turn signals. I'd like to see LED headlights on this SEL because I believe LED is a safety issue nowadays, and it's not that expensive to add in. We do have side air curtains to channel the air down the car. And then, of course, the charge port on the Kona is up front on right underneath the driver's side daytime running light. So that makes it easier because now you can pull into a charging area and you don't have to worry about which side of the car you're on because it's right up front. All right, here we are, wheel and tire setup on this Kona EV. We have a 17-inch wheel, charcoal gray aluminum accented wheel. It's a good looking wheel. And of course we have thicker spokes and the vortex generators here. So when the air comes down across the side air curtains, it comes right across the wheel, doesn't get caught in the spokes, helps to reduce that coefficient of drag. That's why you see it like that. Hyundai badge is in the center cap. These are Nexen all-season tires, 215 on the width of 55 series sidewall 17s, all four corners, and this is front-wheel drive with the electric motor up on the front axle. Full side profile on the Kona, good-looking small SUV EV, 4 doors, actually 5 doors with the tailgate area. Really aggressive styling on the front and the rear haunches to give that more muscular look. The Abyss Black, really deep color, looks good. Let me know what you guys think about the exterior styling on this Kona EV. As we move in closer, we are painted all the way here along the wheel wells, no flat black, that's a nice touch. We have color matched on the side view mirror with LED turn signals. And then we have a color matched front and rear door handle. Like I said, the charge port is up front. We have the roof spoiler coming off the back with shark fin antenna, and we have a standard style sunroof. On the back of this Kona EV, again, the roof spoiler coming off the top, our windshield wipers down below on the glass, Hyundai badge in the middle. We have Kona on the left side of the tailgate, electric on the right. We do have some LED tail lights, but we do have standard bulbs for turn signals. And then we have a nice design down below in the lower bumper area with some flat black and some brushed aluminum accents. All right, we're under the hood of this Kona electric, and of course there is no engine. We do have the battery packs up here, pretty much down below, low on the car, and then underneath where the passenger compartment is, electric motors up front as well. So you can see everything, and we do have a pretty nice looking engine cover. So what are we looking at on this EV front wheel drive? We're looking at 201 horsepower, 291 pound-feet of torque, MPGs, 134 in the city, 106 on the highway, 120 combined, which is a very strong number here on this Kona. Okay, now here we are at the front charge port, like I mentioned, right up on the front end of the vehicle, which makes it easy when you pull into a DC fast charging station. You don't have to worry about which side it's on. But we have level 2 charging action, and we have DC fast charging action. So on a full charge, you're looking at 258 miles on the 64 kilowatt hour, 356 volt lithium polymer battery pack. Now, charging times, full charge on a level 2 charger at home, you're looking at about 9.5 hours. Full charge on a DC fast charge is about an hour and 7 minutes, but 10% to 80% charge DC fast charging, which will give you about 181 miles of range. You can do that in 47 minutes, which isn't half bad. So pretty good numbers for this Kona as far as the charging and the range. All right, before we get into the interior of this Kona SEL electric, you're going to want to know, Mike, you said this was under 40K. How much under 40K? Well, I'll give you the rundown. So basically for the 2023 Kona Electric SEL trim, before options, you're looking at $37,300. This one has one option on it, which is the cargo package, cargo tray, first aid kit, cargo blocks for $170. You add in $1,335 for destination delivery from South Korea. You're looking at a total MSRP of $38,805. So let's check out the interior. Starting with the footbox, nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator. The floor mats are in the cargo area of the Kona right now. Now, seating wise, you have power seats with lumbar for the driver, but we do have manual assist for the front passenger. And then we have these nice looking fabric seats with some stitching, two-tone action, dark gray, light gray, actually black, light gray. Nice and soft, not bad. All right, when we're taking a look at the door panel, it's a fairly clean door panel, which I do like. It's all black. We have soft touch up top, brushed aluminum on the door handle. Then we have nice flat black along the switch gear, but the armrest is not padded on the door. It's a really, really hard plastic, so I'm not a fan of that. Now we take a look at this. We have hard plastic up top, some soft touch here, some more hard plastic, and then we do have a nice large glove box. All right, infotainment screen, we're looking at Hyundai's 10.25 inch infotainment screen, wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto. Here we go, nice and smooth, dual panel action, so you can bring up other information on the other side if you would so choose. Backup camera, nice and clear with trajectory, no 360-degree view camera in this Kona SEL. Put it back in the park, we go right back to where we started from. You have your hard controls down below, so you can go to your map, you can go to your navigation. Star is your favorites button. Your music, radio, media, you can go to your setup. You can set up the vehicle however you would like, configure your user profiles, Bluetooth your phone. All that jazz is in here. So it is a nice and easy to use system. I just wish they were wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Down below, you do have your controls for your heat and air right here. And it's a twist dial, so it's not a climate control. And you twist that and you can set it for whatever temperature you would like to set it for. But we do not have climate control per se in this vehicle. Now down below here, we do have USB-A action and a wireless charging pad. Here's the push button to go through this one-speed EV transmission, electric emergency brake, two cup holders. I do like this dark silver or light gray trim instead of gloss black plastic. That will cover up fingerprints nicely. Here's your Hyundai key fob, lock, unlock, remote start, panic button. Nice weight, nicely done. Down further, we have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and the front passenger, your drive modes, and your auto vehicle hold. Another area here for storage, semi-soft armrest, and inside here we got the wheel locks that came with the car, but we have a nice area for storage. All right, the Kona steering wheel, it's a nice steering wheel. I like the feel in my hands. I like the 10 and 2 notches, Hyundai badge in the center. I like this trim, lifted up. More of this brushed aluminum rather than gloss black, which I think was a smart move. Telephone and voice commands on the left, your safety suite and cruise control on the right. Here are the paddles. Now the paddles are going to take you through the level of regen braking that you want. If you want to drive this like a normal car and press the accelerator to go and press the brake pedal to stop, then you would set your regen for 1 or 0. If you want a 1-pedal drive, then you set max regen, which I believe is setting 4. And then as soon as you take your foot off the accelerator, the car will stop on its own. You just have to time it, so it takes some getting used to. Here are the controls for our headlights right here. both sets of wipers on the right side. And then over here, we can brighten or dim the dash. Here is our button to open up our charge port, traction control off, manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Now we have an all digital dash, which I really like. And then if we go through our drive modes, we have sport and everything goes red. We have eco and everything goes green. And then we have normal, which everything stays blue. So there you have it. So it's a nice, easy way to use it. And then if you want, you can go through additional information on the center screen. Each one of these has submenus as well you can get into. So it's a really nice, easy system to use here in this Kona EV. Also, another thing I really like is when you turn off your windshield wipers or turn them on, it comes over here in this window on the right. It tells you you're on intermittent, it tells you're in low, it tells you're in high, and it tells you when they're off. Not everybody does that, and that's really, really nice, especially when you're getting ready to go through a car wash. All right, here's our overhead console. You want the LED lighting to come on and off when you close the door. This button remains in the center, and then when you open the door, the lights will come on. When you close the door, the lights will dim out. A spot for your sunglasses right here. Here is the manual shade for the standard sunroof, and then you just give it one click and open she goes, and then one more click and closes nice and quickly. You move the shade back with your hand. Sun visor with vanity and a light right here, and then does it slide? Yes, it does, to block out the side sun. All right, getting into the rear of this Kona EV, I have the seat set for my driving position, so we'll climb on in. Nice and easy to get in. Not as much room as I was expecting in here. The Kona is larger than the Bolt, but its sister car, the Kia Seltos, which isn't available all electric, has more room in the back here because we got the slope roof action going on. And so it cuts down some headroom, but it also cuts down some knee room. But I still have enough room for my knees at 5'11", enough room for my head, enough room for my shoulders. We do have the cloth, but we do have some plastic, but an SEL, it's not going to worry me. We don't have a seat pocket behind the driver, but we have a cargo net behind the front passenger. Heat and air vents are not here in the back, could be in the floor, but we do have a USB-A and a little storage area for connectivity here in the back. And then the back door panels looking the same as the front. Here's your front door panel looking good. Here's the back door panel, same clean vibe, all same color. In the back, our seats, again, the cloth with the two-tone black and gray, nice and comfortable. And then we have our center armrest, a little firm, but not bad. And then two cup holders. But overall, once you get situated back here, it isn't bad as far as comfort in the back of this Kona EV. All right, getting in the cargo area, pretty simple. You just come to the back. There's a button right above the license plate. Pop that, lift up. No electric assist on the SEL, but we have a good amount of space here in the back. You get your all-season Kona floor mat as well as a carpeted one. And then underneath here, we have an area for storage. And then underneath here, you have your charge cables and more storage. So they got you covered there as far as the storage goes. Pardon me. Now we're good. We do have LED lighting in the back, and we do have an extra pocket for storage. We have the tonneau cover, which I'm not a fan of. We don't have a 12-volt back here for power. To drop the rear seats, let me just let this tonneau cover down real quick. Pretty easy. Just hit the button, throw them forward. Hit the button, throw them forward. Now we'll put this tonneau cover back up. It's heavier than some of the others. There we go. And now, with the sides down, you have a lot more space for those larger items. And if you want to take this tonneau cover out, you can take it out and get rid of it. And then you won't have to worry about the height of the vehicle. But a good use of space back here by Hyundai. All right, here's the window sticker for this 2023 Kona Electric SEL trim. We'll zoom on in, give you a look at everything that is in this vehicle. Sorry for the glare, but it is one of those sunny, glary days out. And here's our EPA estimates. Ulsan, Korea is where it came from. Let's take her out for a spin. All right, we are out here driving this 2023 Kona EV SEL trim front wheel drive action. So first things first, great visibility out the windshield, side glass, rear view mirror, no problem. Got the blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, all that jazz is in here. So I love how easy it is to see your digital dash, your infotainment screen, all the switch gear on the center console is easily at my fingertips in order to make changes while I'm driving down the road, so that's a good deal. So now I've gone ahead and got rid of all the regen, so I'm going to drive it like a normal car because that's just how I prefer to drive electric cars. But we have a more expensive vehicle than the Bolt, right? The Bolt that we saw last review was the Premier top trim with the red line edition, and it was just a skosh under $35,000. This one is a skosh under $39,000. So we're looking at a significant price increase for this Kona. Now, the Bolt is a smaller vehicle than the Kona. The Kona is a larger vehicle, and the Kona is going to give you more performance out of this front wheel drive EV than the Bolt will. Both right around the same amount of range. I believe the Bolt was like 257 on the mileage. This one is 258 on a full charge, depending on driving conditions, obviously, and weather. So it is similar that way. But it is also another vehicle, another EV, that the MSRP is under 40 grand. And that is much lower than the average price of an EV, which goes for about 66 grand on average. So you can't exactly complain about the pricing of either one of these, depending on what you would like. But certainly, the Kona feels like it's a bigger vehicle. It feels more substantial on the road. So it all depends if you need something really small like the Bolt, or something that's a bit larger like the Kona, because the price difference is about 4 grand if I do my math right. But I didn't get good grades in math in school, so maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, that's where we have it. We're in Eco here in this Kona. Right now we're averaging 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour on this drive so far, which ain't that shabby. And overall, it's performing well. It's very solid on the road. You don't hear any rattles or anything coming from the suspension. Picks up and gets up to speed really well for a front motor, front wheel drive EV. Here's our handling, nice into the curves. And again, we have a lower center of gravity with these battery packs lower in the car, makes the handling better. And this one has got some pretty darn good handling. Come up this road. See how it takes these tight turns? First one to the right. Really well done. Back to the left. Really well done. And then off we go to the races. So well put together EV. And every one of Hyundai's EVs that I've driven have been really well put together. Ioniq 6, Ioniq 5. We drove the Kona Limited EV. Obviously, we didn't put this on the review today because that Limited is over $40,000, and the whole point of this series is to give you EV options that are under $40,000 MSRP. The Bolt's going to be the least expensive of the three that we're going to do this weekend, but you know, it is what it is. Everybody likes something different. Make the turn, off we go. Really well done. Gets up to speed very easily. Now we're going to do an emergency stop here in 3, 2, 1. All right, we skidded a little bit, but it stopped in a straight line, and now off we go. And here we are up to speed, no problem. So what I like about this one is it's a front motor, and I don't feel that flattening out of the power when I'm accelerating like some other front motor EVs that flatten out a little bit. This one, I don't get that same feeling of it the power flattening out once you get to a certain level. And it handles really, really well. And you got more cargo space in the back than the Bolt that we saw yesterday. So they're two very different options for your EV dollars under 40,000 MSRP. Obviously, car makers are giving incentives to sell these EVs right now. So you may be even able to get these vehicles, depending on where you live, for less than what I'm advertising on these videos for MSRP. I can only go by the MSRP because every state is different with incentives. The government incentives are more complicated than they used to be, and every automaker is different with incentives. So I don't want to quote incentives, but there are going to be some incentives depending on where you live on an EV, either federal credits or manufacturer's incentives. But it is a really well put together EV. At this price point with the SEL trim, I'm good with the interior. I'm good with the infotainment system, except I wished it was wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. I think Hyundai needs to do that to get into the 21st century with their infotainment screens. Especially the larger ones is where they're still wired that have the nav. They need to figure that out because most of the other competition has already. And I wish we had some USB-C action in here, not just USB-A's. And the big complaint, I think, is the non-LED lighting on a car that's almost $39,000. I view the LED lighting as a safety issue, because at night it's so much brighter and easier to see with the LED lighting. I view that as a safety issue. Halogen bulbs have had their turn. They're a thing of the past. So in my view, every car should have LED lights up front. I don't like it when they don't. And I don't care what the segment is or how much they are. For me, it's a safety issue. And I think Hyundai should put them in all their vehicles, but especially this SEL Kona at close to $39K for this EV. So that's my biggest criticism, but overall, nice package, nice competitive price here if you want to get into a Hyundai Kona at a lesser price. Now, if you want to go even less money, you can go Kona E for all electric and drop the price of this car by another $3 grand. So now you're probably right in the area of the Bolt. But the Bolt at 35 grand or a tick under that was top trim with the red line. And to match it in the Kona, you pretty much have to go to your base trim with very few options. So there is a difference in the market, but I wanted to bring in this Kona, let you see what also you could get under 40K. And I wanted to bring something that had some options to it, had some spunk to it, which is this Kona SEL. But I want to thank Ciocca Hyundai here in Quakertown, Pennsylvania, for allowing the channel access to this 2023 Hyundai Kona EV SEL front-wheel drive for review this morning. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.